This is Maury Johnson. Today is Saturday, July the 8th, and we're standing here on the old Shanklin farm, the land that's been in my family for generations, and we're going to talk pipeline safety and degraded pipe today. So MVP got fast track through the dirty deal, or the Physical Responsibility Act Section 324, and we have some constitutional challenges on that, and hopefully by the time you see this video, hopefully we'll have the stays on those. But we're going to talk about degraded pipe and pipeline safety. So starting 3 or 4 years ago, this pipe you see behind me was brought in here to the farm in around October of 2018, and they buried it from just here in front of me across the ridge to the next water crossing on the neighbor's land. And they buried a lot of pipe here. They've got a stream crossing, road crossing, 2 little streams on each side of the route that they've got across, and you'll see that later. And then they've got 400 feet of pipe that's up on that ridge there. That's got to come down here to be put up in the ground. And this is the pipe that's going to go across the road in the stream. So about 4 years ago, at least three, a group of us started talking about pipeline safety and degraded pipe and this FBE coating. You see the green coating, and you see some with red coating on it. And that's what's the difference. The green and slightly blue is the FBE coating that is toxic. It was coated on the pipe. All this pipe you see here was coated either in 2016, late 2016, that's the light blue pipe. The greenish and the red was 2017, and there's not a piece of pipe on this farm that was coated after August of 2017. I think I took a picture of every single piece of pipe when it first came here. This pipe, I was in 4 different hearings with Robert Cooper. There was a deposition held in Roanoke, 11-hour deposition prior to the eminent domain court hearings. Robert Cooper, MVP project manager, stated that this pipe had to go in the ground within 6 months, and that the UV light would degrade the pipe and that they couldn't use it. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. What is 2018, February of 2018, a long time ago. And then he stated that same exact statement in the Southern District of West Virginia eminent domain case, the Northern District eminent domain case in Clarksburg, and in the Roanoke eminent domain case. So he is on record at least 4 times. MVP lies all the time. That's probably not a lie. That's probably the facts. So it's come now to the point where this has become a very big issue. This pipe here, I don't know how many things I filed about this, but on the 28th of June, I made a filing about this pipe, and this is organic property. So this would, trying to recoat this on this property would violate the spirit of the MVP organic plan, probably the karst plan. We're on karst. You can see the big rocks kind of sitting here beside of me. They took that out of the line, out of the road. And they've told me in our agreement that they wouldn't use any chemicals on this property. So if they try to recoat this here, they're just violating all kinds of stuff. In the next day, MVP wrote a 400-page, almost 400-page reply to all the critics, saying that this is unsafe. It's got to be recoated at a factory, and they said they had to cut it into. They'd have to cut it in two. That means they'd have to take the coating off of the welds. There's no coating on these welds. No coating whatsoever on these welds. That's a lie. I don't know how many places that they've welded together where they've already put the coating on the welds, but it's not on this place. No coating on these welds. They said they'd have to truck it out and truck more pipe in. No, they'd have to truck new pipe in and just haul this out as they left. They say it's not feasible. That means if it's not feasible, it costs them time and money. And they don't care about the people who live close to this pipeline. Like I said, up here on the ridge, there's 2 sections, 200 feet each, that's welded together. Here's another MVP lie. They told the Forest Service when they got the first Forest Service crossing permit revoked that they couldn't move the pipe once it was welded together. 6 months later, they take 2 sections, that's 200 feet apiece, that's 5 pipes welded together, and they moved it from right there at the road, up the hill there, to the top of the ridge up a steep bank. They can do, but if it doesn't suit their fancy to do it, well, they can't do it. But they certainly can. I've watched them move. All the pipe that went up that hill was welded here into sections and then moved up that hill. So they can do that. They can move pipe welded together. So on the 4th of July, I got up and I went over to take another picture of the pipe farm over in Beckley. I was over there early, Bradley, and there's lots and lots of pipe stock there. All that pipe is sitting on top of the stack is probably shouldn't be used. I then went to Nicholas County to the Route 39 crossing, really close. I think it's about 500 feet from a fairly new Title I school, low-income area elementary school. This is a great, won all kinds of awards. That pipe is within 500 feet of that school and the health center that's there. They already had one slip on the hill behind there. I think that was in 2019, if I remember right. Behind the school on Deepwell Road, there's more pipe coming up the hill and down the hill. And you'll see the pictures of that. Then I came on down to Bingham Road outside of Rainelle. They're probably going to try to put that pipe across that stream within the next week or so. The equipment's there. That pipe's been setting out since 2018 in that field. And then I came to down to Rainelle, right beside Route 60. You see pipe there, Route 60 on the west side of Rainelle. They're going to cross right at the edge of Rainelle, down a really steep slope before they cross the Meadow River, and you can see pipe up on that hill that's been sitting there for years. That is a place that if they don't get it right and they have a catastrophe there, you have hundreds of people killed in Rainelle. Senator Manchin, I'm telling you, Rainelle is a vulnerable spot. Panther Run Elementary School is a vulnerable spot. You need to tell them that they need to fix this. You told me, you told others, and so did you, Capito, Senator Capito, that you wanted this pipeline built, but you want it built safely. Now it's time to back it up. You need to tell MVP they got to bring in new pipe to this project. Then I went on down to Dawson. Dawson is there's a large wetland in Dawson. That wetland has a lot of pipe strung along. I think that's called Meadow Grove Road, maybe. It's right near the compressor station over there. And what did I see? I saw a small herd of longhorn cattle. One of the steer was rubbing his horns against the pipe, rubbing against it, laying against it. How long that's been going on? I've seen manure in that work area before. I've never actually seen the cattle. I didn't know they were longhorn. So that brings me to a filing I did about this pipe in 2020. I went to the top of the Narrows of Hand Creek on the Ellis's Ridge side to take a picture of the pipe. Lots of pipe up there, welded together. And what did I see? But I saw where something had been rubbing against it, and the closer I got to it, I saw that looks like bears. But I didn't see bears, but it looks like bears to me. And then, in plain view, was a great big paw print right on the pipe. Bears have been on that pipe. I think it's probably been on a lot of pipe in this state. A lot of Webster County, Braxton County, Lewis County. These mountains are full of bears and deer and other animals. So other than just the sun and the elements and the rain and the snow, we have animals and livestock that's been against this pipe. So I then came down to the pipe farm there here in Monroe County, and I've been over to next to the Greenbrier River. Lots of pipe has been exposed. They know it's not safe. FEMSA knows it's not safe. It's time that somebody gets a conscience, because you know that this is an insane route to start off with. But if you allow this, if you environmental inspector that's signing off on this, or some supervisor, if we have an accident and someone is hurt or killed, I believe that is criminal negligence. It's criminal negligence because you know that it's not something that should be doing. You need to get this pipe redone if you're going to bury it. Tomorrow, by the time you see this video, I will have done it. Tomorrow I'm going to go across the northern part of West Virginia and I'll get more pictures. And I understand there's a few places where they're trying to coat this pipe in the field. So if you're worried and concerned about this, contact Power, Appalachians Against Pipeline, BXC, Third Act, any number of groups, and we'll get you in here. We need people to watch them at every crossing that we can get to. If you have a plane that you'd like to volunteer to fly, contact Power. And West Virginia Rivers, we need everybody. We need to hold people accountable. So here we are. I want to thank my Aunt Paula, my Uncle Herman for being my film crew. I told somebody I have the best film crew in America, my own personal film crew here. But here we have rocks and pipe and weather, and we need you. So please, let's hold MVP accountable and our government officials accountable to make sure that if this is done, which I hope it's not, I don't think it will, but if it is, that it's done safely. Thank you.